All praise here, how Bashem, El Shai, Bashem, Rukakodash, Shalom to the 144,000. The rest of you left out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to try to make this short. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, "Do Jake women look like Daffy Duck minus the bill?" So this is a video. This is a book of Alpharonomy, Dr. BOA. Markets are crashing and women want 9 to 5 men. This economy is humbling modern women. That goes into Isaiah 4 verse 1. 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. So anyway, in this video, if you watch the video, you're going to come across, well, the first story is about a woman who went to go in and get in a BBL, and she got a botched BBL, and she's crippled from the waist down. And she said, well, I wasn't doing. No, you did it to attract men. You did it because you were vain. And all kind of horror stories are coming out with women that get these BBLs. You know, now they're saying that men leave women because they stink ever since they got the BBL. And that's in the scriptures. And that's more proof that we're the Israelites. This is what some of you black women look like in the morning. So you make makeup. You put a whole lot of makeup on. Put the lace fronts, the wigs, the hair pieces. You weave up the hair, but you put synthetic weave and tons of makeup and shit to make you look good. So in this video, okay, so I'm 6 minutes and 6 seconds in. This is Corey Holcomb going in on you women. You might look bad, you know, when we go out, but what do you look like in the morning? And I'm thinking back at the women that have dealt with through the years. All of them look good in the morning. You know, because I'm not into like women having a lot of makeup on. I had this one woman that I was engaged to that she used to put makeup, and I cursed. I said, "Stop putting fucking makeup on," because she didn't need no goddamn makeup. She might have had a little blemish, maybe here and there, which there's nothing wrong with that. She putting makeup on her face, and I told her, stop fucking using fucking makeup, all right? I don't want no lipstick, none of that shit. Fake eyelashes, lashes. You know, makeup like you put the base on. And she stopped doing that. And she in the morning she woke up looking good. I'm talking about all the women I dealt with. They woke up, they didn't look like hell. They didn't look like Reagan from The Exorcist. So you gotta watch this part. He starts doing the woman wake up in the morning, you see how she really looked like, and he started singing like Louis Satchmo Armstrong. A lot of y'all don't even know who he is. You look him up and you'll see. And he sounded just like him. He's singing like him. And then he said, put up the picture of Daffy Duck with his bill shot off. And when I seen it, give me a second. Okay, why is this doing this? All right here. And I started cracking up because some of you black women do look like Daffy Duck minus the bill, with that much hair on you. But there's a reason for that. And the reason is that's the curses that went on the daughters of Zion. Or the daughter of Zion, I should say. The daughters of Zion, the daughters of Zion. So you watch this, I had to watch it a couple of times. He got a little comedic with it. You know, he doing Louis Satchmo Armstrong, and he was doing what's the brother? He's damn. We talking about him the other day. He did the song Daylight Coming and Me Won't Come Home. Damn. He died recently. Can't think of his name right now. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Harry Belafonte. So he's doing these different, saying that when you look at these women in the morning, he remind you of these damn songs in a way. Especially Satchmo, he got that frog of a voice. So it's funny as hell, but it's true. You watch these Jake women on the Pop the Balloon show and the YouTube pages. A lot of them are heavily made up and pieces all up in their hair, weaves and wigs, and they might wear a fitted over the hairpiece so the hairpiece don't fly off, and that's in the scriptures. It's not referring to these people that these small hats, because the small hat, their women can grow their hair long. I know that for a fact. Now what they do is, when they married, they shave their head bald and they put a wig on, but they have naturally long hair. And the reason why they do that, because I used to talk to them, I used to ask them certain questions, and they told me why they did this and why they did that. And they told me that that goes back to Sarah when she took her veil off. When Isaac first laid eyes on her, she had a veil, and she took the veil off, meaning covering her face. And that's another thing they did in the ancient world. You had veils on so a man couldn't see what you look like, and you had a type of regalia that you didn't see the shape of the woman. That's in the Middle East to this day. See, you don't want to see the woman's face because you might lust after the woman's face or her body. And our women do the exact opposite. That's why there's so much adultery going on. You know? So when she pulled the veil off, she was open to Isaac. So the small hats, what they do is they'll say, oh, when they shave their head, that means they always do when they're married. Once they get married, they shave their head off and put a veil on, saying, oh, that's Rebecca taking the veil off, which is not, that has nothing to do. There's no tradition where it says you got to shave your hair, and she didn't shave her hair off. I'm talking about Rebecca. She kept her hair and she had a veil on, showing you that they're not the people. That's a tradition of men, precept of men. But there's black women that look just like this in the morning. So I mean, you can watch this video. I happen to subscribe to this individual right here, and this video was put up 5 hours ago. So now I'm gonna go to the scripture. Oh, the BBL is in the scripture too. Isaiah 3 verse 16, moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are mainly going really into Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the northern kingdom tribe women were spared from this because they can grow hair. Because what does it say? It says Judah's women denounce, not all of the women of Israel, but the kingdom of Judah's women denounced. Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the northern kingdom was already out of the scene. Because of the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tingling with their feet. Now they would wear these jewelry that when you walk, you would hear the tinkling of the jewelry, and they walk with a sexy walk, but they were supposed to cover themselves. Therefore, Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. That means He's gonna make it where you can barely grow any hair, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts. You can see the shape of their asses, and they accentuate that. They make sure that their breasts are showing, the shape of their breasts, the shape of their hips, which is completely out of order. And then you get with these women and try to change them, and you can't change them. In that day, Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments. So the ornaments was like jewelry, and also they had it around their ankles. And when they would walk down the street, you would hear that kind of like a metal, like a bell sound. About their feet and their culls and their round tires as the moon, different jewelry, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewelry. Now, Edomite women don't wear, some of them do it, but they got that's a Middle Eastern influence. With certain jakes here, they'll wear the nose jewelry. It's called, you have like a nose ring, and then it's attached with a gold chain to an ear ring. And then you would have slave bracelets. It would be a ring attached to a bracelet. It says the changeable suits of apparel and of the mantles or the capes and the whimpers. And when we really dress. In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be dressed to the nines, as they say. And the crisping pins. Let me look that up. High priest Yeshai said it was a straightening comb, a hot comb, crisping pins. Charayat. Okay, so the word is bag or purse. Okay, bags. 2 bags. So talking about purses. The glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. Now, the BBL, there's been a lot of reports of women whose men left them after they got a BBL because they say that BBL stinks. And instead of a girdle of rent, a girdle, and instead of a girdle, a rent. The word rent means a tear. Now, back when I was a kid, women used to wear girdles to hold their stomach in. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. So that's a curse that was exclusively put on the kingdom of Yahweh. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty, meaning ugliness. And when you look that word up, burning, it goes into the word scorched. Let me do this. So the kingdom of Judah women, they were gorgeous women. And you got some still around today. That's why you got certain Jake men that'll get an Edomite woman and they'll have beautiful children, offset the ugliness of the black woman. Because what's the opposite of beauty? Ugliness, burning. One of the definitions is scorched. The word there is kaya, a brand or scar, burning, branding. Let's go to the root of the word. Get a deeper understanding of the word. Scorch. Let me just take the word scorch. Bear with me for a minute. Let me get my bearings straight. Meaning. Scorch, scorching images. Let me just put in the word scorched. Somebody that's involved in a fire and they get burnt, part of their face, that their face is scorched. All right, this right here, scorch. Scorched land. If your face is scorched, you ugly. You got the beautiful fertile land, and you got the scorched earth. There's a term, scorched earth. So instead of burning instead of beauty, your face is scorched. That's why you got to put all that makeup on, and that you got to make yourself up, because that's the curse. That's part of the curse. And this doesn't point to the small hats. I dealt with the women. In other words, I picked them up. I did jobs with them. I met their families. And the women look like Italian. They can be, some of them look Italian, some of them look Irish. Some of them look like your everyday average white woman. And pretty, and very pretty too. And a full head of hair, long hair. So how can they be the people? When was they ever? When did Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16 on down ever apply to them? And what part of history? And that's happening now. So this is what a lot of them look like after they take their makeup off. Anyway, with that, on to the next Shalom.